Good morning, trading world. It is March 2nd, 2022, 7:54 a.m., and this is my pre-market outlook and technical analysis for day trading the SPY. The title for today's outlook, New Fund Flows. They happen between the 1st and the 3rd. So, just saying that for those of you who thought that because of the way yesterday played out, that it's over with. No. Don't count it out just yet. New fund flows still play, plus good earnings news yesterday. That may possibly get us the pop today. A lot of money went into bonds pre-market yesterday, and I was watching for a calming to happen in the bond market, but it never happened. Today, or at least the start of today, seems much calmer, so we should see more money flow towards equities today, giving us that pop. I don't see the pop lasting long. Usually the third day of fund flows is weak to non-existent. I would be more comfortable looking to swing short today or tomorrow for a Friday target low. And I guess with that, we can get into key levels for today. All right. The key levels of today are as follows. Starting on the resistance side, we have Jack resistance at 434 to the 435 area. We have the Queen resistance at the 436 to 438 area, and the King resistance 440 through 443 area. On the support side, we have Jack support at 432 to 431 area. Then the Queen support at 429 to the 427 area, and the King support 425 to 424 area. Today we will place emphasis on the 433 to 434 area as the battleground to break out higher. The main thesis today is bullish, closing above 429.98 with a projected high target of 437 to 440. And a alternate thesis is bearish, closing below 429.98 with a projected low or target of 429 to 427. The current channel, the current main channel we are in is 453 down to 425, and the minor channel is 443 down to 431. I see that we will possibly continue to play in that minor channel today. Now, let me bring up the scenarios for the day. Alright, here we have the first scenario, which could possibly be our expansive range day structure. We could look to set a decision area, lower boundary around the Jack support area or a little below that. Then, let's see, the Jack support, I just looked at something and I just thought about it. We have Fed speak today at 10 o'clock. So that could possibly put a damper on the day. But we could possibly see this chopping down around the Jack or Queen support area before chopping higher, then trying to even push the boundaries higher than that at some point, but then maybe failing later today or in the overnight session. There is also a vice versa, especially since we have the Fed speak coming so early in the day. We could get the pop here until 10 and then get that down, crossing back across the previous close, making it the range day type structure, and then another pop and pretty much consolidation for the rest of the day. The Fed speak so early in the day is going to kind of throw a loop as far as trade, especially as far as my trade, because you never know right now who or what is trying to send a message to the Fed, because there's so much global news right now, and with the expectation with so much global news, a lot of people are now expecting the Fed to not or back off on the rate hikes. So that's going to be critical in today's Fed speak, or I wonder if it will come out in today's Fed speak, because we have no idea what they're going to question him on today. So we have to be very careful of that. So that just kind of gives credence to today being another kind of big consolidation day in waiting for Thursday and Friday. But because of the Fed speak, I'm not even going to acknowledge the probabilities today. All right, let's go to the next scenario. All right, the next scenario is our rounded reversal day type based on news, because we do have an ADP employment report coming at about 8:15, which is not too far from now. We could either continue this sideways consolidation, or it could give us a little oomph at the closing to give us a momentum to continue up through the closing, and we would power up without looking back and then reach our midday chop either around the queen or king resistance area before spending the same amount of energy we did in the morning, or coming down with the same amount of force that we went up in the morning, the second half of the day. As always with the rounded reversal, we have to look for the divergence. As price action is moving up, we should see a divergence as indicators and internals and volume have a slight opposite trend of price action. Also, we need to be aware of the vice versa scenario today, which we could get, which would basically be us coming here somewhere around this area and then heading up in the latter part of the day. That is the rounded reversal day structure, and let's bring up the last scenario. And here we go with the last scenario, which could be a trend day up, which means we will open gap up and start the day off with a fade headed back toward the previous close. We find support on or before the previous close, then begin the uptrend for the morning. We find our midday chop around either the queen or king resistance area and start the second half of the day with a head fake that looks like a continuation of the morning trend, but then fading the second half of the day, going into the close or starting at the close, going beyond the close. That is our trend day up, but there is a vice versa that we have to be aware of, which if somehow the ADS-PD report takes us below the close, if we get this, we could somehow get this into a downtrend day where we come back, test the previous close and fail at that previous close and begin a trend down for the morning. And then that would give us our midday chop possibly around the queen support area. And maybe a head fake lower, and then a possible rally into the close. So those are the scenarios for the day. Usually when there's Fed speak, usually before the Fed speak, there's this liftless float, whether it's going to go down or going to go up, but it's just this trend that just kind of comes out of nowhere or floats lifelessly in whatever the direction was beforehand. And then we get the real move after the Fed speak. So, going to be on the lookout for that. I will also be looking to see if we get anywhere near that 440, 437, 440 area. That's definitely an area to me that'll play as a short. Because obviously the market is broken, and even with all the new fund flows, most of it going into bonds, but there is no energy or no motion towards a rally right now. There's just no momentum that backs that right now. So I'm looking for any pop up. Could be the 433, 34 area. Could be the 36, 37 area. But somewhere I will be looking to short. As always, please define and know your risk. Your capital is the most important thing. You must protect it at all costs. And I hope this helps. Wishing you a positive trading day. Have a great one.